welcome back to AR727. Today, a bit of a departure because I wanted to do a bit of a kind of a revisit video. A few days ago, I had my Glock pistols out to do a kind of spotlight on Glock video, which I enjoyed doing. I enjoyed getting them out again and shooting with them. I'd recently bought the Glock 19, the non-blowback by Umarex, and it was nice to get out the 19X as well and the Glock 17 Gen 4 just to have a shoot. And sometimes I think it's like music, sometimes you listen to the same thing for quite a while, the same album or whatever just kind of sticks with you for a while, and that's good. And I think it's the same for me with pistols. You find one that you enjoy shooting and you shoot with that for a while and you forget about all the other stuff you've got, and then you bring that out, you play a different song, bring a different pistol out, and you remember how good it was. And that is the case with this Glock 19X, and I just kind of, looking at it and getting it out again, it just kind of brought home to me what a nice little package this is. I think it's a really, really tidy little offering, to the point where I would even argue if you're only going to get one, if you're in a position where you think I'd like to get something that's quite realistic, and I want to feel like I've got a little bit of a nice package for that money. I want to feel like I've got something that's going to sit nicely in a cupboard somewhere, locked up or wherever. This would be a good thing to get. I really do think it looks like a nice tidy package, and I'll talk you through a couple of the reasons why I decided to do this video. Just when I first brought it out of the I keep mine. I've got like a box that has a lock on the box, and then I throw a padlock on it as well. So I know that's probably a bit overkill, but it makes me feel better because there are younger members of the family, and I know what I was like when I was a little lad. I'd go rooting around and try and find something exciting and stuff. And if we had nieces or nephews doing that and they came across a box that had pistols in it, I'm sure that they'd be excited and they'd be wanting to sort of see what was in there. And you never know. So I always err on the side of caution. And with locks, it's kind of like a lot of other things in life for me. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So yeah, I keep them. Long story short, too late, I know. I keep my pistols, albeit that they're air pistols, I keep them very safe. But when I got it out of the box, when I came to taking it out, I was initially hit by the box that it comes in. I was kind of like, it just looks different to the others. I mean, it's the same styling as the other Glock boxes, but obviously they're kind of grey and dark grey or grey and black, whatever. But just looking at this, it stands out in my collection because you go, oh yeah, that box looks a bit different. It implies that there's something a little bit different inside it. It's the gun is I think they call it coyote tan, like in colour, I think they call it. And the box reflects that, so it's quite nice. And for a lot of people, you might say, right, okay, so big deal, what? But for me, I like little things like that. They say the devil's in the details, and for me, I like that sort of stuff. So yeah, nicely packaged. None of your plastic kind of shell packaging that you cut your fingers open trying to get into. Really nicely packaged, as are, I have to say, all the Glock air pistols that I've bought. And I'm not if you've seen any of my other videos, I don't do unboxings and things like that, but I've just brought the box out just to make that point. It is a nicely packaged item. As we get into the box, you've got the pistol there, which is completely out of focus, so that's helpful. Please focus on that. Thank you. You got the pistol there. This bubble wrap, I keep that in. I fold it over and stick it predominantly over the slide. It came with it in the package, so I thought that was quite nice. A few guns do, and what you'll find is when you get a pistol that's got this bubble wrap, and there's usually a bit of kind of factory oil or lubrication or something, and you'll get a nice little bubble wrap design all along your slide, so you just have to give that a little bit of a wipe. But yeah, so it was packaged nicely. It came with this bubble wrap. I thought that was a nice touch. The pistol itself, we'll just put that to one side for a second. I know that's the star of the show, but we'll put that to one side. So you got a nice bit of packaging. It's like when you get a new phone or something like that, isn't it? You know, it's nice to feel like it's reached you in a safe condition. And then you've got your manual and stuff there. Umarex manual, so very useful, very informative. Number of different languages for those of us who are bilingual. I'm your kind of typical, I'm ashamed to say, ignorant Englishman who only knows one language. So perhaps that's an area for development for me. Open it up again, and you've got a couple of other bits here. Let's bring those out. So I thought this was nice. I didn't notice it at first, but this is a patch you can stick on your bag or whatever. It's Velcro attachable, so it's like your patch. You can stick that on whatever. I just thought that was really nice. I know it says airsoft. This isn't an airsoft pistol. This is a 4.5mm steel BB shooter. But again, it's nice, isn't it? Nice to have something extra in the box. Nice to get a lollipop when you go to the dentist. Nice to get a patch with your pistol. Put that there. And this little item, which is your tool, which is slightly different. Let me move this out of the way. Now we've finished with the box now, people. You usually get your Allen key or whatever, but I've seen a few pistols. This is the first one I've bought that has come with one of those tools. Now I believe, what else? What other pistol did I see that had come with? Can't think now. But yeah, it's a kind of it's your hex key for the CO2. And it's nice, it feels like an actual key, you know, you could twist it like that. But it's also, it does, I think this bit on some pistols can lock the pistol off, like an extra sort of safety. Now I can't see on this one where for the life of me where you would do that. I think on some pistols there's a bit on the trigger here where you can lock it off with one end of that. It kind of secures the pistol. I can't see it on this one, and I'll be honest with you, and this is negligent of me, but I haven't read the manual. I was a bit cocky with this one, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. And, you know, for the most part I do. But I can't see where that... I'm thinking this is like a universal thing that Umarex make for a few different pistols. And it's usable on some and not on others. Still usable for that end, for the CO2 though. But there is the Glock 19X. And what I realised when I was shooting it was just how satisfying it is to shoot. With the Glock 19, what I'd noticed, the more I shot it, the more I was starting to get a bit of a indent on my finger, on my trigger finger, because right, let me see if I can do this close enough. Here in this bit, it's kind of cut out a bit, so where the trigger guard comes round, you can start to, this is unloaded, no CO2 or anything. I'll leave the mag out if that makes you feel better. As you're pulling the trigger, when you get to there, it's on the Glock 19, the non-blowback. Like I say, it's kind of cut out there, so it can start to cut into your finger a little bit if you're shooting rapidly or for any length of time. And I thought, oh, I wonder if that's the same with the 19X now that I've noticed it. And it's not, because it's not cut out. It's nice and smooth around there. So I thought, oh, this is actually a real pleasure to shoot, on top of, you know, the fact that it's a nice pistol anyway. I thought, oh yeah, it's got a nice action to it. And it doesn't hurt my finger. I know that sounds like a tiny little thing, but after just shooting the 19 for a while and getting really enthusiastic about the non-blowback 19, when I came back to the 19X, I was like, oh, do you know what? I quite like that. I quite like the fact there's a bit of a more comfortable shoot with that pistol. I really like the length of the slide. I like the 19 sort of size of the slide, and I do think the sights are really good. I know they're not the usual trough ones that you get like on a Glock, but I don't even know if they're what come on the actual 19X, but they work really well. I've done a bit of indoor shooting just today, because the weather suddenly turned quite miserable, and the biggest distance that I could kind of muster was about 5 meters, and that's my target. So obviously I got a bit carried away in the middle and dropped a few magazines into the centre there. But that's, you know, I focused on top right, bottom right, bottom left, top left, and that's kind of a magazine into each at 5 meters. So nice groups, nice and accurate. I mean, I was aiming exactly there. I was probably aiming there, and my aim went off. I was aiming kind of there. You know, I was trying to aim into the middle of each quadrant sort of thing. And then I had a bit of fun in the middle as well. But that's 5 meters. That's not bad. That's an accurate enough group for me. I feel like I could knock something over with that. It's just, and it, you know, the way because it's got the blowback, it does give you that kind of kick every time you shoot it. And I've said this on the previous video, I really like the look of it. I think aesthetically, you know, it looks a really nice pistol. It's got that, obviously, that longer handle like the 17, but that shorter slide like the 19. And it looks good. It looks modern. It looks functional. It looks like a tool. And everything kind of works on it. I don't think you can take it down, but that's okay. Don't really need to. All the bits that look like they should be kind of emphasised are emphasised. Again, you've got them subtle markings in the ejection port there. Glock. You know, little bits like that on the top. Glock 9x19. Working trigger safety, so you can't pull the trigger, you know, unless that's engaged. Nice markings on that side again. Glock. You've got that kind of Gen 5 style cutaway at the front there. Nice recessed barrel. Just, you know, as they go, it's a nice tidy package. I think this is a really good magazine configuration as well. Yes, I wish it was the fully filled in magazine that looked more like a pistol magazine than an air pistol magazine, but you've got upside down, you've got a decent base plate on the bottom there that has your Glock marking. You know, you slide that forward, get your special magic key. That works. It all works very straightforward. That's really nice, really nicely done. Seals it up so that once it's in the pistol, looks just apart, doesn't it? Yeah, for a replica fan, what more do you want? So this was a short video that became a long video, but I just thought it was worth noting. You know, sometimes I kind of do a bit of a walk around on the videos, and I don't spend a lot of time talking about how well they shoot. I don't spend a lot of time kind of getting into the why. You know, I say, oh, that's nice, and you've got that, and there's a fact about that, and there's a fact about that. But I find this a really enjoyable pistol to shoot, to the point where I feel like I've got quite certainly a good handful of really enjoyable pistols to shoot. But there's something about this that has really captured me at the moment. It's really kind of endearing itself to me. It's comfortable. It feels like it's got a bit of power to it. It's accurate enough. It looks really great. I've just dropped the patch on the floor, which is why it sounds like I was tearing something. You know, little things like that. Nice box. You got your little tool there and stuff. It's just a really nice package. So if you have, I don't know, just over 100 quid between, I think it's maybe about 130 quid for this. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like Glocks, especially if you like that kind of desert look as well. But if you just want one thing that feels really quite nice, it's not going to take up a load of space. It's not a massive pistol. You know, you saw yourself. The box is not enormous. You could put that somewhere, keep it out of the way, and bring it out and have a bit of fun with it. Indoors, if it's raining, or outdoors, if not, all the better. Yeah, I just thought I'd sort of do a bit of a revisit on it. And it's got me thinking about other pistols as well now. And like I say, it's kind of like music for me. Sometimes you're in the mood for a certain thing. And currently, although, you know, really recently I've bought some really nice pistols like the HK USP, which I'm really chuffed to pieces with. This is really getting my attention at the minute. It's my pet pistol at the moment, the Glock 19X. Yeah, really liking that. So I recommend it. And I have, you know, this is a small channel. It is in no way endorsed or anything by any manufacturers or anything. I'm not here to sell Umarex products, as you can see by, you know, my subscriber list and this and that and the other. It's a new channel. It's a small channel. I don't get anything from anyone for saying any of this stuff. It's just my opinion. And that's why I'm keen to point out these are just my opinions. I'm not an expert. I'm just an enthusiast. But this Glock 19X by Umarex is a very nice replica air pistol indeed. Thanks for listening. Take care. All the best. Bye.